Hi everybody, this is Carolyn Speaks, the State of Our World, on Monday, July 27, 2020. So what is it? Well, the coronavirus is still with us. As of today, early this evening, we had 4,303,046 U.S. cases, and I think almost about 148,000 people have passed away from the virus. Now, this is a virus that Trump continues to say is a hoax, it's fake news, and he said, well, maybe it's real, and he wore a mask for one day, maybe for a photo op. So anyway, this virus is real. We have to take it seriously because it's taking us seriously. Um, we have the Trump people still pushing to reopen the schools. Schools should not be reopened until it's safe to do so. People can continue, students can continue to learn at home virtually using the internet, and the government should supply all students with all the technology, computers, whatever they need, so they can do this. Um, there have been wars and all kinds of horrible events happening throughout history, and people have continued to learn. Children continue to go to school. Right now, there are a lot of people living in refugee camps, and children are getting an education. So now we have a catastrophe here with a virus, a pandemic, and we have to deal with it. Don't put people in danger, and put children, staff, and teachers in danger by telling them they have to go to school. Schools are funded by the local areas by the property tax, the real estate property tax. And they get some money, each state provides some money for their education, schools. But the federal government has very little to do with funding public education. They might contribute something, but it's kind of minor. It's really a local issue, a state issue. So if Trump is threatening to cut federal funding if you don't open your schools, that's a hoax. That's fake news. So let's keep everybody safe. There's a teacher in Florida named Stephanie Miller who got the virus at school where she teaches, and was out for a while. She was on a ventilator, I think, for about 3 weeks, and she's getting better now. But she got the virus as a teacher. So no one should put their life in danger by going back to work in a school situation or meatpacking plant or anywhere. We have to protect all our essential workers and first line responders and healthcare workers. We have to provide everyone with all the personal protective equipment they need. And we have to have enough hospital equipment as well. We also need tests. Everyone should be tested, and then keep track of who's tested and the results. If someone tests positive, trace their contacts. If a contact tests positive, trace their contacts, and so on. Anyone who tests positive for the virus, quarantine that person, and then get them well, give them whatever treatment they need. We don't have a cure, we don't have a vaccine. A vaccine is being worked on, but we cannot be sure it'll work. Time will tell. It takes time to approve a vaccine. The FDA, Food and Drug Administration, has to approve it. Even if they have a virus that seems to work, it has to be tested. It has to go through all kinds of trials. Just can't put it out there, because then anyone who uses that vaccine and they get sick or they get another side effect, then they can sue the drug maker. I don't know if anyone remembers, but a long time ago there was maybe not that long ago, there was something that was given to women who were expecting babies, and the babies were born with all kinds of deformities. And the manufacturer of that medicine, whatever it was sued. So we really don't want to put a vaccine out there that's not really tested, and that's going to take more. That's going to take a few years. It takes a while to get something. The polio vaccine in the 1950s took years to develop, and they did test it on volunteer students, and it worked, and time has proven that it does work, but it does take years. We have various medicines for HIV/AIDS. It does take years to develop these things. There's not going to be a miracle vaccine in time for Trump's election uh, challenge. So forget about it. Make sure it's safe before you put it out there. Even if you offer it, and it should be offered free when I do find something, but it's not going to be this year or next year. I don't know when. But eventually there will be a vaccine, there will be a cure, but it's not right now. So everybody practice social distancing, and then only go out when you have to, like to the grocery store or the drugstore or the doctor. And when you do go out in public, wear a face mask. If necessary, wear gloves. Protect yourself and others. Now, that's the way it should be. And it's even if the FDA gets a drug, approves of the drug, a vaccine, they have to keep monitoring, see how it's doing. It doesn't happen overnight. Now, we have this situation where various cities have states have a mask requirement now. You have to wear a mask when you go out in public, and people are protesting about that, and in very undemocratic, crude ways. But the mask is there to protect you and others. So don't be a mask denier or a virus denier. The virus is real, mask is necessary. And so go and make sure you have your mask on. Also, keep in touch with your representatives on a local level, city, county, state, federal. Let them know what you're thinking about the virus, about reopening schools, reopening restaurants, etc. We have to continue social distancing. I think we need to start this over again and shut down the whole country and really do it well and test everybody, and then maybe in about 4 to 8 weeks we can get control over this virus. And then open up slowly, but in a very cautious way. Now, no one should be forced to go to work in a place that's going to make them sick or kill them. So the unemployment insurance and unemployment insurance extension, supposed to get about extra $600 a week, that should continue for as long as necessary. The government should be providing an income for everybody so they can afford their housing and their food and their health care and whatever other expenses they have. And should not be threatening people. If someone says they want the meatpacking industry to open, then they should go and work in a meatpacking plant and get infected, because a lot of people have been infected. Also, you don't need meat. You can eat fruits and vegetables and cereals and grains. And there's substitute for dairy. For instance, you can have soy, coconut, oat, all kinds of things you could do. Almond. So you don't have to kill other creatures to have enough to eat. So, and also it helps the environment if you don't raise animals to be murdered for food. Now, what else can we do? Well, keep in touch with the news. Stay in touch with family and friends. And if you have a home, and you have electricity, and you have telephone, you have television, you're all set. But there are places in the world where people don't have any of those. And there are people right here in this country who don't have any of those. They're homeless, either live in shelters or they live on the streets. So Consider yourself lucky and stop complaining. Now, the stock market is not an indication of how the economy is doing. The stock market has nothing to do with that. So, whatever Trump may say, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Now, everything will work out in the end. Remember, we have a big election coming up in November, so make sure you're registered and make sure you learn about all the issues and candidates who will be on your ballot, and vote by mail if your state allows that or your county allows that. Get a mail-in ballot, an absentee ballot, and vote by mail. Now the post office isn't reprocessing all those, and Trump and the Republican Party are trying to destroy the post office. So you really need to contact your legislator to tell them you do support the post office. You do support mail-in voting, and you do support keeping everybody safe. Now, the post office, when you get a mail-in ballot, it has a date when it's due, and it has to be returned by to the your local election officials. Now, if the mail-in ballot you send back doesn't get a postmark because the postage is paid, as is the case in some places, then there might not be a postmark, so they'll have to figure out how to do that. I think eventually the whole country is going to go to mail-in ballots, because you don't want to endanger yourself or others by telling people they have to go to a polling location to vote. Now, I think it is really okay, little break there. All right, now, remember, you want to take care of yourself, take care of others, and obey all the rules and the guidelines. Where no matter where you live, all states are having surges in coronavirus cases, and so we have to. It's a worldwide problem. All right. Now, I think maybe it's time to have a little song. The song I like to sing is "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." I know some of it, so let's give it a try. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Tell all my friends I'm coming too, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Okay, I hope you like that. I don't know who wrote it. It's a very old song from the time we had slavery going on here. Now, one thing I did not talk about is that we having protests ongoing all over the country as a result of the murder of George Floyd in Minnesota at the hands of a white police officer. I mean, protests going on all over the world. Well, actually, there are protests going on in other parts of the world, but in the U.S. there are protests going on all over. And in Portland, Trump has decided to target Portland and sent in federal officers with no badges, no name tags, and in unmarked vehicles. Do you think maybe he's getting ready to declare martial law, especially if he loses the election? So this is a very dangerous situation. You have to contact your local and state and federal representatives if you don't want martial law. You want your democracy, you want everybody to be treated well, so there's no need to protest. We don't want federal officers coming in and beating up people and taking them off the street into unmarked vans and dropping them off someplace, who knows where. So we do have a Constitution and a Bill of Rights, and that's not part of the deal. So make sure your voice is heard. Remember the phrase, the squeaky wheel gets oiled. So make sure your voice is heard. All right, I think maybe it's time to wrap it up for this evening, Monday, July 27, 2020. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Please take care of yourself and others. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Hope to see you again tomorrow evening. Take care. Stay safe. Be well. Good night.